Well, the Niners have another slow start this year. Keep in mind, they started out 2-4 last year and had to go on a real amazing stretch. Like I think they won 9 of their final 12. A lot of those games were on the road just to get into the playoffs. Do you think that's gonna happen again?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not initially. I think they could start at 2-0 again and then go on a little streak because the Bears suck. Even if the 49ers shoot themselves in the foot, which they did against Detroit, they still managed to pull that one out. I think they'll pull this one out. And plus, I think the easiest way to mask your weakness offensive line and your mystery at Lance is playing poor teams when no one has tape on you. So I think those first 2 games is going to be easy to, act like those aren't weaknesses. And then once you start playing the good teams, like in week 3, what is it? The Rams. And then you have, I think you play the Chiefs later down the weeks. Not the Rams, excuse me, the Broncos, and then the Rams, and then you got the Chiefs down the line. I think those are the teams that are really going to kind of like expose you if you do have that weakness. So that's going to be the tough one there.
I have them starting 2-0, but then I have them starting 4-6. So I have them going 2-6 after starting 2-0. I could be wrong, but it's they got the Rams twice in the first 8. They got the Rams twice in the first 8 games. And I guess where I'm going with this is we've been talking about it all show, but the Niners are in the same position last year where they really don't know who the best player is at a bunch of positions. And they'll try to figure it out in camp, but their track record of actually figuring that out in camp isn't great. I mean, you kind of have to see it happen in games and sort of react to the evidence at hand. And to their credit, they do a good job at that. Like once D'Amico looked at his players for 7-8 games, he figured it out. He had all the right guys playing all the right roles by the second half of the year. But it took him a while. Javon Kinlaw had to get hurt. You know what I mean? Like they had to be brutally honest about Josh Norman. It took a while. And I'm looking at there's a lot of players in the starting lineup right now that probably aren't as good as their backups, including the right tackle, the strong safety, the nose tackle, one of the edge rushers. So I think the Niners, it might take them a while to be honest with themselves and get the right group. Also, there's a bunch of young players who are good, but might be way better in the second half of the year, like the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like the freaking quarterback. Trey Lance, hell of a player, a hell of a talent, but hasn't played in 2 years. The second half might be better than the first half. That wouldn't be shocking.
I'd bet on that.
Right? And there's other guys too. Like, what about Drake Jackson? We've talked about that. Drake Jackson might not be a big impact player in September, but by December, it could be a whole different thing. So those 2 guys could be 2 of the best players on the team by November, December, but maybe not early on.
Yeah, there'll probably be another skill player too who's like that. I mean, remember Deebo Samuel 2019, first half of the year, shaky, and the second half of the year, boom. Business was booming for him.
That's true.
Of course, it's going to happen. So maybe another player too.
Plus, maybe the first half of the year they're doing that. They're trying to mess around and not use Deebo at running back as much anymore, and they're losing, kind of like last year. And they're like, "Look, Deebo, we're 4-6.
We got to win.
We got to win, man. Please, we'll give you a bonus, and then probably you'll do it."
Honestly, I thought that was going to be the case, regardless of Deebo trade requests or complaining about his role. Because honestly, I was like, look, use him again that way, but slow it down the first 8 to 10 games. And then once you start getting closer to a playoff push, especially if it's tight, use him in that way so he doesn't get hurt. Because you really need him for the second leg. It's like the relay team. We want you for the fourth shot leg. We don't want you for the first, second, or third because God forbid, we don't want to use our trump card that early.
Yeah. Yeah. I really want to see how many games the Niners are going to lose before they turn to Deebo and say, look, man, I'm sorry. I know we said some things in the offseason, made some promises, but do you want to win? We need you to do this.
Is he going to be there on the team? Is Deebo going to be on the team?
I couldn't tell you that, man.
He'll be there?
They're not marketing him. You can't find his face on any ticket or anything. PJJ3X says, Iggy, will you have any players in the show soon? Yes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Yes. Jose, what up? Says Eduardo. Hey.
You can get Jimmy Ward back on the pod?
I don't know. His agent won't get back to me, but I'll find someone. See what happens.
Get your Chrissy Tart. Get Mike Glinstein.
So, Mike, do you see that video I made about you?
No, what you make of him?
That video I made about you where you're missing all the blocks and I had amazing playing. What'd you think of that? Did you like it?
That was pretty funny.
Was it funny?
That was pretty funny. I thought that was a Saturday Night Live skit. Hey, but if you do have a freaking another player guest again this summer, at least this time you won't have Sanel to bust your chops on it.
The problem with it is like right now I have to go through their agents and their agents don't always get back to you. But in a couple of months, the locker room's going to be open again, so I can just go player to player and be like, dude, do you want to come on my show? It'll be a lot easier, and I'll have much more. I'll do it that way. I'll cut out the middleman. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. So I'll be able to go up straight up to Jimmy and be like, Jimmy, do you want to do it again? And he'll be like, yeah. I would think.
Dude, the guy's been on like a tear on Instagram. He's hilarious as hell.
He's so funny.
He talks so much smack. I love it. That's what your DB's supposed to be doing, talking smack.
He's like the Pat Bev of the NFL.
Except he's actually good.
He's
actually good at what he does.
Pat Bev's good on defense. I love Pat Bev. No Pat Bev slander. Although you see, he's like on ESPN now as their de facto NBA analyst. Like they're just like, what does Pat Bev think? It's like, Pat, you better.
Whoever ESPN brings on, I know they're not good because they can't evaluate who's actually talks anything. You know, I don't trust anyone on there. They're all weirdos. They'll stink.
What if I get Nick Bosa on the show and I just interview him in his voice? I just do an impression of him while I get him on. Week 1 last year.
I think that'd be the only way you got to do it.
Yeah. So like, what are your?
You can't even keep a straight face. You're not gonna be able to do it. The thing is, that would be the only way to do it because he's kind of boring a little bit. You know, he just talks. He's just like, I'm just here to play football.
Well, you do. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think not him. I don't know. Gotta find someone.